I'm Doug Apple, and my heart is on fire. Luke 24:32. Jesus said, love your neighbor. But what if your neighbor's driving his car too close behind your car, like he would push you off the road if he could? Do you love him now? Jesus said, love your enemy. What if your enemy isn't someone trying to kill you? They're just trying to pass you on the highway. What do you do when someone who's been tailgating you now tries to pass you? No, you don't speed up. You're a Christian, and a Christian is supposed to love people. So when they try to pass you, you love them and want them to pass you quickly and safely, so you certainly shouldn't speed up. More likely, you should slow down a little so they can pass you safely. We're talking about Christians in cars today. Jesus said, love one another. But if your one another just dinged your car in the church parking lot, your new car, do you love them now? Romans 12:10 says, honor one another above yourselves. So you're in the grocery store parking lot, and look, there's a great parking spot. And there's a person behind you also looking for a good spot. Would you ever, on your best day, honor that person above yourself and actually let them have the good parking spot and take the worst spot for yourself? We're talking about Christians in cars, and Christians in cars should behave differently, lovingly, kindly, graciously, humbly. 2 Corinthians 13:11 says, encourage one another. When someone else is driving isn't up to your standards, will they feel encouraged by you? Or will they feel embarrassed or called out or honked at? Raise your hand if you've ever honked at someone simply because their driving was annoying you. Galatians 5:13 says, serve one another humbly in love. When you hit someone else's car in a parking lot, what do? Leave as fast as you can and hope no one saw you? Or do you serve them humbly in love, leaving them a nice, humble note with your phone number? Ephesians 4:31 says, let all bitterness, wrath, anger, clamor, and evil speaking be put away from you. How do you feel about that person who doesn't know how to drive in a roundabout? What about that person who just refuses to turn right on red? Then there's a person in the left turn lane who won't pull out into the intersection so they can make it through. Now there's the person honking at you because they think your driving is bad. Are you still putting away all wrath and anger and evil speaking? Or does it come leaking out of you while you're being honked at? Ephesians 4:32 says, be kind to one another, tender-hearted. How do you feel towards the police officers? How about the officer who just pulled you over? Are you feeling kind and tender-hearted? If we really love people, including police officers, how should we conduct ourselves on the highways? But Doug, that officer pulled me over and he was wrong. I didn't break any laws. When someone wrongs us as Christians, what are we supposed to do? Ephesians 4:32 goes on to say, forgiving one another, even as God in Christ forgave you. Yes, the world is full of bad drivers, distracted drivers, even foolish drivers. Like the comedian Tim Hawkins said, that girl almost hit me. She was so distracted fiddling with her phone, I about spilled my cereal. Jesus said, blessed are the peacemakers. And by this, all men will know that you're my disciples if you have love for one another. That's not just true for Christians in church. It's also true, especially true, for Christians in cars. May God bless you today. I'm Doug Apple.